Has anyone else noticed that the last few weeks have been warmer than usual than in January? We're used to negative 20s in Iowa, and all of a sudden we're in the 50s in January. Well, in this speech, I'd like to talk about global warming and why some of the reasons it's an actual thing happening today. The points that I'll go over are the ice caps melting, the effects that it has on some of the animals, and what it's doing here at home in Iowa. For the ice caps, these are the big, giant chunks of ice that we see in Antarctica and in the colder areas of this place. In 1910, President Taft had put in a national glacier park that had 150 beautiful glaciers. Now today it has maybe 30. And as it goes on, as these are melting, animals are being put into danger and the sea levels are rising. Scientists estimate that these glaciers will be gone in just a couple of years. And with the with these glaciers melting, sea levels are rising and coasts are going away, they're just disappearing. Now, things that usually happen in a geological lifetime are happening in a human's lifespan. These have happened throughout the world's history, but it's been going faster and faster in the last 2,000 years. Now, with the sea levels rising, you might think that animals in the water would be fine, but that's not always the case. Now, some of the animals that are affected are like the polar bears. Polar bears use these glaciers to hunt, to live. These are where they maintain their lifestyle. Now, with the glaciers melting and levels rising, fish are able to go farther out, making it harder for polar bears to hunt. Another animal that is having trouble that also live on these are penguins. Penguins' numbers have dropped horribly. They have to go farther out for food, which decreases their breeding season and is more dangerous for them, for animals are eating them faster. Another one is the tree possum. Animals that live up in the mountains are being harmed by these too because the warmer weather is melting their weather. The tree possum hasn't been seen, this one, since 2005 and is presumably known as the first mammal to go extinct since climate change. Another one you might think, again, sea levels rising, fish would have better chances at living. Well, that's not always the case. Salmon and trout are actually having trouble finding cold water to live in, which is pushing them in areas that they've never been and their population to decrease. Going on to Iowa, you might think, so why does this matter to us? We don't live in the mountains or in North Antarctica or any of those places. But in Iowa, we're seeing more flooding, which is causing a decrease in corn, what we're known for. And another thing is the decrease in production with livestock and livestock not being able to maintain the normal amount they used to be. And now you might think, well, I don't work in any of this, but this is a huge industry for Iowa, which can cut a lot of people's jobs and cause a lot of issues. Now, I hope in this speech that you have been able to kind of learn about global warming if I haven't persuaded you into believing that global warming is a thing occurring. We went over the ice caps, animals, and Iowa.